Once Vince Gilligan came on, he told everybody, "Yeah, you got to do Eric's show. It's fun,
That's awesome.
And then I had other guests like, "Here, I'm going to text my friend right now that's on the show. You have to do Eric's show." And then it just boom, 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 boom.
Welcome back to the Alternative Highs podcast, the #1 podcast in southwestern Ontario. That is just a fact. Quick little PSA. 75% of you are watching. You're not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. It's really easy. And with that, on with the show. Today's podcast is really cool. He doesn't know this yet, but he probably doesn't even remember me. Eric Broadbent. He's got his own podcast. He's had his own YouTube channel 13 years. Coincidentally, I was on your doorstep about 8 years ago. And before that, you lived in one of my houses on Erie Street in Ridgetown.
Okay. Yeah.
56 Erie.
Yes.
So I wondered if you did. And then when you said Ridgetown, I was like, has no idea who I am.
No.
So, no, it'd be about 7 years ago. I sobered up.
Yeah.
And I started playing with the idea of a YouTube channel.
Totally. We talked about it.
I
Yes.
did. And I really wanted to pick your brain. At that time, you had about 16,000 subscribers. And I'm a year and a half in. I've got about 370. And it has been such hard work. So I can't even imagine the amount of work you've had to do. And this morning, I started out right at the beginning. I started watching your start stuff. I watched your transition into speaking with TV and doing that style. And then I got to your very last one where you unboxed this, which is really cool.
I love that baby.
I bet you do. Yeah. So I've watched it, and the fact that I got a chance to speak to you so many years ago, and the full circle here of coming on my podcast, I can't tell you how much I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So tell me.
Well, first, that story, I mean, I have a very bad memory. I really do. I don't know what it is.
Did you meet a lot of people?
Well, it's not just that. Like, I've been in retail sales and for a lot of things for a lot of years, too. So I have met a lot of people. In the music world, I've met a lot of people. But I forget things. I'm getting older, too. I'm probably a lot older than what people think. But I remember that conversation, and that's something that passed me until this moment. And I remember that, and I think I might even given you a business card.
Yep.
And I think I told you a few things. Here's what you need. You need this microphone to start. You need this camera to start. It was only maybe a 15, 20-minute conversation.
And my godmother lived right across the road from me at that time because you had moved from Erie to Ebenezer, I believe.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's 100% right. And so I remember this conversation very well, and I saw your passion in it, and I thought, I hope he does something with this. You know what I mean? The biggest thing for people, their biggest obstacles are themselves. They get into it and they quit. Mm-hmm. You know, some people get into broadcasting, podcasting, YouTube stuff with these grand scheme of things, and it's very hard to make it in this world unless you don't quit. Right, but so that story that's the greatest thing that I've heard today was that reliving that again.
Yeah, and I'm glad that when you came in, you said about your studio in Ridgetown, because I was like, you looked at me, I was like, he doesn't remember.
No, I didn't know.
I loved it, and I told Daniel, I was like, I'm not gonna give him the heads up either because I want to see the reaction.
Yep, well, you got it.
And yeah, that was cool. 13 years ago, how does one talk themselves in? How long's YouTube been around for?
Oh, geez, that's a question my son could answer. And probably since we're at 2001,
okay.
5.
So it was about 10 years old when you got started on it?
10, 15 years old.
But I'm very new to everything with it. I think I found YouTube when I was laying in the hospital 10 years ago.
Just looking at stuff, right?
I didn't want that fake anymore. I was starting to look into real things and real life situations and trying to talk myself out of what I was going to do to myself. And then you popped up and I got even more fascinated. Tell me what that was like. Like, how did you talk yourself into that? Because that's not easy.
Just getting into YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, I think what it was, twofold. One, I almost used it as a dumping ground for videos. You know, we didn't have the storage on our computers that we do today. So I would just, if I had some band videos of my band, I would just dump them to YouTube and I'll come back and get them later. No titles, no SEO. SEO wasn't even a thing back then. And I would just dump my videos there. And then I was still playing in bands. And then when I quit the band, I kind of retired early. In 2016, I retired from music, performing live. And then I went back to YouTube, started doing some demos on YouTube, and was getting more people watching me there. and would come out to our shows. And what it really started was more gear orientated, where I'm a big Van Halen fan, so I had a lot of his gear, and I would hook it all up, and I'd show these novices, beginners, I should say, not novices, but beginners, like they don't know how to hook up a pedal and what order to put these things in. And one video I did, it was called like EVH Gear Discussion, and it showed people how to do this. And at the end of the video, I said, and it's very crude, my son's shooting it with an iPhone or something. And I said, if you'd like to see more of this content, let me know, and I'll do some more. And they did. They loved it. So that turned into gear. And that was just nothing but gear. And it was all Van Halen gear for the longest time. So we called this thing EVH Gear Discussion. Then I evolved a little bit. A lot of sales training. It went like, well, not everybody, I think I called it EVH Gear TV for a while. I bought the domain name, expensive domain name. The TV domain names were expensive. Bought that. And then I called it EVH and Gear Discussion. So I wanted to cut, I was branching out. Then somewhere in that lineup became Music Gear Network. I want to create a network for music gear so I can talk about Van Halen gear. I can talk about Gibson. I can talk about Fender. I can talk whatever you want, right? Going to the pawn shop, grabbing a used guitar. We can talk about it on the channel.
A big thank you to JM Fry Furniture and Design for hooking us up with these beautiful chairs for our new set. Amazing quality, super comfortable, and clearly built to last. You can find them at 264 King Street West here in Chatham or online at jmfryfurniture.com.
That was fun. It was great. Started to interview a lot of EVH gear type artists from around the world. So that was really good. A lot of musicians, a lot of Canadian musicians, American musicians. Then I kind of got this into TV a little bit. I started watching Breaking Bad. A lot of people did, and just got hooked on this show, like instantly hooked. Thought, and then went down that rabbit hole, got into Better Call Saul. And as I was talking to a reporter the other day, how that spearheaded is I had a couple guests one guest in particular, who was an actor on Better Call Saul, but was a huge fan of Rush, our national band Rush here, right? Everyone loves Rush. And he was a pianist himself, but he played Howard Hamlin, the lawyer in Better Call Saul. And so just talking to him a little bit offline, like social media and things like that, and he said, yeah, I'd love to come on and discuss Rush with you.
Oh, that's cool.
Great. So this is Rock Shop Live now at this point. I have a podcast called Rock Shop Live. He comes on, and the night before we do our interview, we do a test call, and I'm playing some guitar for him, and I'm actually playing YYZ by Rush, and he's air drumming. He's doing Neil Peart's air drums there. It was so fun. He comes on, and people loved having him on, and I thought, I need to do this more. So still Rock Shop Live. Had a couple more guests under that moniker. I had Dave Porter, who does scoring for just about everybody. Any TV show you've seen, the big ones, he's done the scoring for. He came on, people loved him, still under that moniker. Then I had Tom Schnauz, who is the writer for some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad, including Say My Name, where you see Walter out in the desert, and then they say, you're Heisenberg, and he goes, yeah, whatever. That's a great episode, and he wrote some of the better episodes of Better Call Saul. So I had him on, and went really, really well. And people loved him. He's just like this charismatic guy. And I said to him, how would you like to create a show, a podcast show, and we'll talk about just this, everything within the Breaking Bad environment, like Vince Gilligan thing. And I come up with this word, Gilliverse. Said, how about, first of all, he said, well, I'll run it by my wife. He checks with his wife. She says, yeah, go ahead, go play. You guys go play, have some fun. Right? All right. My wife says I can come out and play. So how many episodes do you want to do? I said, I should have said 50, right? 3? I said 3. Okay. It's called Inside the Gilliverse. He goes, I don't like that name. I know you don't like the name, but I'm going with it. I really like the name. Inside anything that's Vince Gilligan. So he came on. Long story short, I'm talking too long. He came on. We did 10. I kept him for 10 episodes. And the last one we did with him as my co-host was Michael McKeon, who plays David in Spinal Tap, and obviously Chuck McGill on Better Call Saul, and that was great. And he's now done working with Vince for now, but he's out in Vancouver right now shooting Mayfair Witches. He's the co-showrunner of that show. So that's I don't follow that show much. I'm gonna have to go watch it now that I know he's doing it. But that's how that evolved. And then just boom, after that I brought in other guests. And once Vince Gilligan came on, he told everybody, yeah, you got to do Eric's show. It's fun,
that's awesome.
And then I had other guests like, here, I'm gonna text my friend right now that's on the show. You have to do Eric's show. And then it just boom, 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 like that.
It was amazing to watch that evolvement, because the views went from hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and then you shot up to like 200 and something thousand.
Yeah, and some of them, yeah, it's so hard. You know what it's like, right? You could put and your producers will know this too. Like you could put everything into a video, like the best production, the best quality, everything, and then you shoot something with an iPhone, and it goes viral. It's like what? There's but
so wild.
You can't make viral, right? It has to be organic and.
Thank you to JP Contractors for providing this awesome studio space and believing in the podcast. Solid, reliable builders who do quality work and stand by it. Check them out at jpcontractors.ca. This is totally off topic because I keep looking at your guitar. Mm-hmm. How hard was it for you to build those relationships with the companies to send you equipment, to review them, to show them off on video? Because you have to be one of the only people in our area to do that at all.
I think I've done well with that. It's all sales, right? I've learned so much in my years in sales. Like I've probably worked 30 years in sales. Everything from, the only thing I haven't sold are cars.
Yeah.
I've sold everything else. Just about everything, music, retail, everything too. But it's like, you have to be an ambassador for these people. Like the worst thing you can do is go to a company and say, "Can I have a guitar?" You can't do that. Like I always approach it. I want to get on the ground floor with your company, and I want to grow with you. And I will get in there now. Like I'll sweep your floors, metaphorically speaking. Mm-hmm. I will sweep your floors. I'll do your dishes, and then eventually maybe I'll have a cubicle, that kind of thing. But really, what it is like, look, I only have 300 subscribers on my channel, if that's what it was at the time, or something like that. Actually, that's what it was one time when I first got some products. I would love to try your pedal. And, the people that watch my channel are gearheads, so you'll get some views, and I'll put it through its paces. I'll do an unboxing, I'll do a review, I'll give an honest review, blah, blah, blah. And it's throwing spaghetti at the wall. You might send out 5, 6, 10. You might get 2 back, but you get 2 back, maybe get 1 back. Yeah. Okay, sure, we'll send you a pedal. Or sometimes it might be, well, we can't give it to you, but we'll give it to you 50% off or something like that, and we'll give you some coupon codes for your viewers to buy it cheap too. So once you get one, it's like going outside in this cold Canadian weather, you roll a snowball, and it builds up, and it builds up. And then you go from a pedal to maybe a pedal board, or maybe a multi-effects unit, or maybe a cheap guitar. Yep. And then once you get that, and you get that, just like the TV aspect, once you get one, it just picks up. And then you put that on your resume. So-and-so from this company sent us this and this, and here's our reviews on that. Now your resume goes from 2 products to 5 to 10. And it grows. At one time, it was like everything I pretty much owned was sent to me from these different companies.
That is really cool. I think I can guess this by watching, or by what I've seen. You're very passionate about music.
Yes.
You're very passionate. Well, I won't say very, but you're passionate about the TV shows.
That'd be my second.
Where do you have more fun?
That's a tough one. How about this? How about doing music on the show? I don't know. Guitar. Like when I get up in the morning, before I haven't even had my coffee yet, which is rare for me. Yeah. But when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do after kissing the better half, good morning, is I grab a guitar. It's this one right now. Yeah. And it's just noodling on the couch or whatever. But it's almost like my day doesn't start until I feel those strings.
That routine.
Yeah. But the podcasting is a very close second. Like if anything happened to me, God forbid, knock on wood, if my arthritis or something came in, I would be very happy to live the rest of my life doing just the podcasting and doing the show stuff.
When you commented on my post there the other day, because I'm telling you, if I only had 1 viewer, I would still do this forever. I love doing this. There's something about sharing a passion that's bar none.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. So when you said that, I was like, well, guess we got to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because it is magical. And the fact that we had already talked years before was even better.
Well, it's a very heartwarming story, really.
The 180 that's happened, and
Yep.
It's fun having a space to go and sit and talk. I next time I need you to come back. I really want you to bring something where you can jam on this.
Sure.
Because I was watching you rip.
Yeah.
Man, can you ever rip? You just got that thing, and it's so amazing. How old's your son now?
He's going to be 20 in March. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And he is an incredible musician. It's so funny too. I wanted to get him in our band. We needed a rhythm guitar player, and we tried out a couple different players, and they just didn't have it. Like you can tell right away if they have it or they don't. Yeah. My son is probably better than me overall. Really? Maybe not at lead guitar, but in some ways he is. But he's just gifted.
Yep.
and I wanted to get him in the band, and I won't go into the politics why he didn't make it. It's, I'll just leave that alone. But I really wanted him in the band. So we said, you know what? Well, he didn't fit the band, so we're going to start our own band. We're going to do a cover band.
Yep.
And I'm doing it solely for him. So we'll go out and play nothing but covers.
Yep.
And we'll just make a few bucks on the weekend, and I'm going to let him grow, and then you're off. Then I just follow out into the background.
Yep.
I'm gone. And now he has his own thing and goes off. So I want to get him his wings. I'm really looking forward to that. We've been stalling on it. We're going to do it like now.
There's nothing better than helping our kids do something.
No, exactly.
I watched the very first video that he got into. It was in the back of your Camaro.
Oh, yeah.
And he was so quick to just, by the way, watch my YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's plugging his stuff.
It was so awesome.
I know, he's great. He's just like me, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I love it, man. It's so hard to like have that personality to like, okay, I'm going to say this to the camera.
Yeah.
Because most people,
You know what it's like, right? Yeah.
Man.
It's up when that light goes on, it's like, like, okay, and just go. And the less you think about it, the better you do.
100%.
Yeah.
What do you tell people when they're I came to you, Others definitely have had to come to you. How do you tell people to approach that passion to do, because like I said, you trendsetter here in Chatham-Kent for a YouTube channel. It's really cool. 13 years. What do you tell people? What's your best advice for moving forward and starting stuff?
Well, I think everyone has a passion, even if someone thinks they lead a boring life, to them maybe their life is boring. To us, it could be the coolest thing ever, right? So just talk about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's just talking on your phone to like a video, filming yourself on the phone, having a conversation with imaginary people out there on the other end of that phone, whatever it is, maybe you're good at sewing. Just tell us about it. Just broadcast to the world, because your story to yourself might be boring, but we're all looking for something. YouTube has everything. Good, bad, and the ugly, everywhere between. I could learn how to fix a fridge by going on YouTube probably, right? Instead of calling the repairman. But if you got an idea, just share it with the world. And it's contagious. And it'll make you feel good. And instantly now maybe you suffer with depression, or maybe you suffer with this. Now you've got a network of people that love you for being you, right?
Absolutely.
So just do it. I hate to use a Nike slogan, but just do it. Right?
I didn't even catch it till you
Yeah.
said. No, that's really great.
Yeah.
What else you got going on? What's future plans look like for you?
It's when I think about it, it scares me, because like I don't know how I'm doing what I'm doing right now and the amount of hours there are in a day. Because like with my day job, night job, trucking is, especially in the winter now, with the long bad roads and stuff like that, I'm like 12 hours a day.
Yep.
And then family stuff, and you sleep in. So I really only have about 4 or 5 hours a day, 4 hours on a good day to do life, business. I still run a small business. I'm scaling it down. Music. I wanted the podcasting. I'm now putting everything, including the kitchen sink, back into it.
Yep.
I was broadcasting, believe it or not, some of those shows that you saw on a laptop. Like I have a really nice, I have a nice Mac too, but I have beautiful setup, kind of like what your producers have, but I was broadcasting from a laptop. And when you're doing with live guests and things like that too, you need horsepower. So I invested in a top of the line computer with like the top of the line gaming video card to handle all my encoding and stuff. So I guess what my long answer to a short question is, I'm really investing into this.
Yep.
We've got new sponsors that are behind me now as well too. There's no limit to what I'm going to do now. I'm going to continue with the television stuff. I might even break it into another hit TV series later, interview those people. The music I'm going to get back into. I've got all new voicing and imaging done. So long story short, broadcasting for sure, and I'm going to keep the music going with it too. Kind of marry the two.
I love that.
Yeah.
Off topic a little bit. I think it might have been Daniel's first podcast with me. We interviewed another podcast host, and what his thing was truck driving. Mason.
Okay,
from
yeah.
town here. I'm not sure if you know him.
I did see you share that one, so I know which one you're referring to.
Yeah, and the Golden Belt buckle. And his stuff's funny. If you guys ever get a chance, you should bridge that conversation.
Yeah.
You guys would have some really great stories to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trucking's fun. It gets a bad name sometimes, but I really love it. It's so far out of my wheelhouse. If 16-year-old me, told me, in the future you're going to be driving a truck, I'm like, no, but I love it. It's peaceful. I drive at night. Yeah. I shouldn't say it's not. It's peaceful.
Last night didn't sound so peaceful.
No. But it's nice.
I have the mud flap girls. tattooed shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, yeah.
That was my first job. Was I sold transports,
Okay,
transports and heavy or
equipment.
trailers and heavy equipment.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that was a gentleman, was 20, turning 21. Well, not a real. You don't see a lot of transport salesmen that are that age.
No, you've got these old guys around the world.
Old guys, and nobody liked this young guy that was cocky.
You don't know anything about trucks. You
didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And I had this one dude who just kept messing with me, and I said, "What do I got to do to get you to believe in me and to trust me?" And where this question happened at was a bar. I won't tell you the exact type of bar, but you could imagine the kind of bar we were at. And he said, "Well, let me get you tattooed." And lo and behold, I got Mudflap Girls tattooed shoulder to shoulder. And it was just my worst tattoo ever, but it is what it is. I have that for life. There's that fun story. Here's the last part of it.
Yeah.
Plug everything you got going on. Your channel, your...
Sure. It's quite easy to encapsulate it all. If you go to youtube.com/Music Gear Network, that's kind of the parent where everything is encapsulated. And then from there, it breaks off into 2 podcasts, Rock Shop Live, which is pretty much the music celebrity discussions, interviews, and then I'll do live demos and things like that. And then there's Inside the Gilliverse, which is talking about all the things from Breaking Bad, El Camino, Better Call Saul, and now Apple TV's Pluribus. And playlists are broke down, so it's very easy as long as you can get to that. If they want to look at my music stuff for the band, I was blessed to be joining a band from London called How's That?
Yeah, I just watched those videos.
Yeah, HOWZAT. Not my, I'm just a guitar player in the band, songwriter. But I joined them just on the outset of COVID. Yep. And I love it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me musically.
Yep.
So howsthatrocks.com or youtube.com/howsthatrocks.
Awesome.
New music there, videos, and
Amazing.
Another video coming with it in April.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you and your sons, what's that called?
With the band we don't have yet, but we've got a name for it. We're calling it E Squared. 2 Erics, right? E Squared. And we'll be soliciting some local drummers and musicians here in Chatham. Going to keep it all Chatham, Kent, and just, father and son. It's going to be great.
I love that. Yeah. Eric, thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been great. And thank you for sharing that great story from the past.
I had to. I was pretty excited. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate everybody for watching. Peace and love.